Hello students, welcome to our exam B. Students, in this particular video, I'm going to start a series for your SEBI Grade A examination. But before we move ahead with our discussion, let me remind you over here that in case आपका miss out हो गया हमारे channel को subscribe करना, then in that case, do remember to subscribe to the channel and press on the bell icon so that you can stay tuned and stay updated. अगर आपको कोई भी doubt हो, then in that case, you can approach to us through the email ID or the phone number which is displayed on the screen. As I already mentioned you that इस particular video में मैं एक series start करने वाली हूँ with respect to the company's app previous year paper for the SEBI Grade A examination. ये इस series का part 1 है जहाँ पे कि मैं कुछ questions आपको discuss करने वाली हूँ, that is the PYP of the company's app, and PYP बहुत ही important है from the point of view of your exam preparation because वो आपको एक idea देता है that what type of questions can come up in the exam. So let's move on to our discussion. And so the very first question for today's discussion is the president of the NCLT and the chairperson and judicial members of the NCLAT are appointed in consultation with whom? So this is with respect to the appointment of the president, chairperson, judicial members of the NCLAT and the NCLT, and the correct option for this particular question is B, which is the Chief Justice of India. इससे related provision हमारा section 412 में दिया हुआ है Companies Act, which specifically mentions that the appointment they have to be made after consultation with the Chief Justice of India. Now moving on to our next question, which is question number 2. It talks about what is the minimum number of members required to form an audit committee. So audit committee जो form होती है board की, okay, there are certain requirements with respect to the minimum numbers and all for the committee. What is that? And you can see the various options displayed on the screen and the correct option is B. So इससे related provision section 177 में दिया हुआ है which mentions that the board of directors of every listed public company and such other class or classes of companies as may be prescribed, they will be constituting an audit committee. So these category of companies, they have to constitute an audit committee. और ये जो audit committee constitute होगा, it will be consisting of minimum of 3 directors with independent directors forming a majority. Next question is an independent director can be appointed for a tenure up to. So basically the tenure of independent director this question is talking about, and the correct option is D, which is 5 consecutive years. Section 149 में आप देख सकते हो उससे related provision which mentions company to have board of directors, and it mentions that an independent director shall hold office for a term up to 5 consecutive years on the board of the company, shall be eligible for reappointment. Independent director is eligible for reappointment and उसके लिए एक special resolution pass करना है company को और disclosure होनी चाहिए with respect to that appointment in the board's report. So basically reappointment के लिए भी eligible है, तो there are certain requirements which also you have to be thorough with. Now question number 4, it is talking about how many directors can be appointed by a small shareholder in a company. तो आपको ये भी पता होना चाहिए कि who are small shareholders. Even though this particular question is not talking about that, but that is a important concept, so you should be aware of it. Now coming back to this particular question, it mentions how many directors can be appointed by the small shareholders. Correct option is B, which is 1. So section 151 में इससे related provision दिया है which mentions appointment of director elected by small shareholders. A listed company may have one director elected by small shareholder. Now question number 5 that talks about unpaid or unclaimed dividend lying in the unpaid dividend account has to be transferred to the IEPF within what period? So the correct option for this particular question is 7 years. Okay, section 124 में इससे related दिया हुआ है provisions which mentions any money transferred to the unpaid dividend account of the company which remains unpaid or unclaimed for a period of 7 years from the date of such transfer shall be transferred by the company along with the interest accrued to the fund established under subsection 1 of section 125, that is the IEPF. So this was the questions which I'll be discussing in the part 1 of our PYP series. Do remember to stay tuned and stay updated because Be It Exam B help you prepare 50% faster with our crisp and concise content.